bro. Oh my god. Wait. He did that in front of a bunch of Chinese people. You can't do that. You can't do that anymore. People don't like that. Whoa! He went off. He popped the freak off with that one, bro. I knew he was edgy. I didn't expect that, though. Jeez. I think you're going to see a lot more edgy stuff in the next few years. It's coming back in a big way. I've been saying this. It's coming back in a big, big way. Now, I've been meaning to watch this video for a while now, okay? Because I've never seen it. But I've known... This is a 3-year-old video. But I've known who Brandon Rogers is for a long time. Do you guys know who Brandon Rogers is? Brandon Rogers is this guy who made skit videos years ago. And he was actually quite funny. I used to really like his stuff. He was kind of like Smosh, but like even edgier. This kind of stuff is what he would make.
Oh, that's very clever. Who drew this? Oh, don't laugh, Diane. This is a good night for me. Thought you could smoke the marijuana? You just earned yourself 3 weeks of detention, young man. What's the fuck? Principal Morris, one of the second graders is on fire, and I don't think he's gonna make it this time. You know what happens to little girls who wear shorts that short? A white van picks them up and they get all their holes resized.
I used to like this guy a lot. I used to think he was really funny. Really, really funny. Very edgy dude, very raunchy. He would joke about anything. He's still funny. Well, he is funny. I don't know if he posts anymore, though. Oh, he does still post, actually. Okay, so he has actually been posting for a considerable amount of time. I always thought this dude was really funny, but I kind of just forgot about him for years. But this guy named J Law made a video called Hiding the Past, the disturbing history of Brandon Rogers. In this new documentary series, we'll take a deep dive into the careers of some of YouTube's original creators. In this first episode, we'll look at a YouTube comedy genius and star of Hell of a Boss and Has-Been Wait, what? He's in Hell of a Boss and Has-Been Hotel? He plays many characters in his eponymous YouTube channel and co-wrote the adult animated web series Hell of a Boss? Wait, how do I not know this? Wait, is he like the gay character that's like the gay character. The like gay demon character. I didn't know he was in this. I've never even watched Has-Been Hotel. I will say I'm kind of there's something wrong with me. So Has-Been Hotel, there's something about it that's sort of appealing to me, and then there's also something about it that I just hate, and I can't totally explain it. I don't like the musical aspects of it, but something about it is also just scratches an itch I have. It reminds me of old cartoons I used to watch.
Form of entertainment.
Does getting into a fist fight with a reporter count as entertainment?
It's the purest kind, my dear.
Never mind, I actually kind of hate it. But this guy named J Law made a video about Brandon Rogers saying he was going to be exposing him, hiding the past. I'm very curious what the past is for Brandon Rogers and what he's done, okay? Hot Topic core, yeah, that's my problem, right? Dude, getting this thing off is going to be so hard. Getting his fucking stupid costume off, this is going to suck. Getting it on was fucking impossible. But I've been curious about the past of Brandon Rogers, so we're going to watch this video together. We're going to explore it. You love the incest cannibalism game, of course you like Has-Been Hotel. Well, I did. So I guess that makes sense, right? It makes sense that I would fit right in with this squad, okay? Covering all these old head YouTubers that nobody cares about. This is a YouTube original? Oh no, it's YouTube's originals. It's his series. I thought it was like a YouTube. You guys remember they had like the YouTube Red, which later became YouTube Premium, like originals. Do they still do those anymore? Is this still a thing? They had one that got like really good ratings called Cobra Kai, and then I feel like you just never heard about any of the other ones. But back in the day, they had like PewDiePie, had like one Scared PewDiePie. I think they did, I want to say they did one with Markiplier too, but I could be wrong. And they did this one that was Joey Graceffa was in it. Is it Own the Night? Escape the Night, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, this fucking thing. An Invitation. I hate whatever this is. Shane Dawson was in this. Wow.
I love being in the 1920s.
Bruh.
Mainly because I don't have to text people back.
So funny. Shut the fuck up, dude. But yeah, this actually, I don't hate Shane Dawson. Okay, I don't hate him, but he's done some good stuff.
There's a select group of OG YouTubers that are still active today and have been creating content since around the time of the site's inception. A group of creators simply titled as the Originals. So in this documentary series, I'm going to take a look at the careers of each of these individual YouTubers from their rise.
Is that an actual tab on YouTube? Maybe this is just a fake tab he made. Is this a real tab? Or is this just going over people who got YouTube originals who are original creators? This is not a real thing, right?
On the site, to their past controversies and how they've managed to remain relevant.
Oh, okay, so he's doing some Inspect Element wizardry, some Photoshop wizardry. Man, Shane Dawson was on such a tear years ago. I want to be honest, I don't think that's controversial take. I don't think that Shane Dawson is a pedophile, okay? I think he's a really weird dude who made some really gross off-color jokes years ago, but I don't think he's a file at all. There's no proof of him grooming children or expressing genuine attraction to children. He's just a fucking freak. He's just like a weird corny gay dude. He's not a pedo. I'm sorry. Until I see proof, I'm not gonna believe it. He said some shitty things. He said some really crazy shitty things. The cat though, he didn't fuck his cat, dude. He didn't fuck his cat. It's funny to say that, but he didn't fuck his cat.
All these years later. In this first episode of the series, I'm going to delve into...
The surrogacy is weird. I mean, you can say it's weird, but isn't that like a typical thing people do nowadays? Like surrogate children for gay people? Isn't that like a normal thing they do? I mean, if the woman wants to consent to that, I don't know. It's up to them if they want to do that. It's not really my problem.
To the life and career of one of YouTube's greatest creative minds, Brandon Rogers. A man whose comedic brand is built around satirical skits that are jokingly titled as offensive, but has that brand of comedy ever crossed a line in the past?
Has that brand of comedy ever crossed the line? I mean, I'm sure it crossed the line. But I don't know. Do I really have to care? I guess we'll find out if I have to care. But generally, if it's comedy, I don't give a shit. I just think it's funny, you know?
Hello. On today's menu, we have a chicken chop pork and the miso.
Oh my God. Wait. He did that in front of a bunch of Chinese people? Hold on. Holy based.
In the past.
Holy base.
Menu, we have a chicken chop pork and the miso.
Do they get it?
It's
I think they get it.
really hard to not offend anyone these days.
Yeah. Yeah. But in fairness, if you're pretending to be fucking Chinese with giant buck teeth in front of a bunch of Chinese people, you're probably going to offend them. Maybe he just takes the approach that there's no point to not offending anyone, so just offend everyone, right? Maybe that's the fucking meme.
So let's take a trip back to 2006, a big year for YouTube as it was bought by Google. The homepage
What's your favorite slur word? I think we know. Thank you for the 5.
had a certain vintage feel and
I
was
think
full
we
of
know.
people simply having fun, posting videos that weren't dictated by rules or ad revenue. Channels such as Geriatric 1927, Lonely Girl 15, Smosh and iJustine were some of the bigger channels on the site that had started to grow. However, another channel that wouldn't see true growth for nearly 10 years also joined the site in 2006. That channel was named Hot Banana Stud, and its main star was an 18-year-old student named Brandon Rogers. Brandon had an early interest in films and acting from a young age and had started making videos in high school. By the time he set up his YouTube account in 2006, he started posting some of those videos to the channel.
So, do you feel safe living here?
No.
Okay, and if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
How old do you think I am?
52.
I'm 39.
Just that you look much older.
Unfortunately, all of the videos
True. She kind of did look older. The editing is nice. Yeah, I like this kind of stuff. The motion graphic vector meme. It looks very nice. We do some of this on the Turkey Tom channel. Are you actually Spider-Man? I am actually Spider-Man. I'm Whiter Man.
Brandon uploaded in 2006 and 2007 have since been taken down, but the majority of them were of Brandon testing different comedy skits and characters. He hadn't quite established his signature style just yet, and the earliest available video we can currently see on Brandon's channel is an upload titled YouTube's Creepiest Blog.
I just want to let you all fellers know that my new series, Fameworthy, will be uploaded.
People do stuff like this now. This like aged really well because people do stuff like this now. Like there's this girl that I think she does OnlyFans or something and she does videos like this. There's some guy I've watched on YouTube who does stuff like this too, who I don't think does OnlyFans. What's his name? Is it Luca Big Pants or something? Is that who I'm thinking of? Yeah. This fucker. People do stuff like this now.
Hey, you got the stuff? Nice. Here's your reward.
It's sort of reminiscent of old computer games and stuff like that. And this is the same exact thing.
On schedule. It's just that now that I have to watch my money, I have to cut back on the frame count in my videos.
While videos like this didn't gain any success at the time, there was one that eventually would. In 2008, Brandon introduced a character named Grandpa. Little did he know that this persona would go on to change his life many years later.
The hell is all of this? Get your homework done and pick up that frog. Will you please pull your pants up, boy? Your dick looks like a goddamn amputee.
As Brandon
Jesus. I mean, it's basically the bad grandpa bit, right? Bad grandpa by Johnny Knoxville, just like an asshole old person who smokes cigarettes. You can kind of see the inspiration here, right? Not that I have a problem with that. I think it's funny. It's cool.
Brandon's channel wasn't gaining much growth in the early days. He decided to try his hand at setting up a few other channels in 2007. One called Brintro, which was mainly random comedy sketches, another called Barbisha, which only ever had one video posted to it, and another channel called Pranky Boy. Pranky Boy was the
I like seeing these old YouTube stories because it shows that no matter how long it takes, you can make it. Like, this guy was definitely really funny even back then. And the editing he had was pretty cool from that, like, I don't know, PC game style video he did. Like, he clearly was a very talented guy even way back then, and his stuff just didn't pick up traction, but he just kept grinding at it. He kept working at it, and eventually he popped the fuck off. You know, he became a successful dude. I don't really know why this guy is framing it as like, did some of his jokes go over the line? But I guess to an extent, that's kind of how you have to brand it, I guess, as like, just to like get people in the door to care about it in the modern age. You kind of have to do that. Although Brandon hasn't addressed his past, from what I'm aware, I think we can see his actions that he truly has changed. He probably hasn't changed. He probably just stopped doing it because he did it, that super edgy stuff, a million times, and he was ready to try something else. I don't think you can assume someone changed. It never feels malicious, and although similar, you can still feel a change in his video. How do you feel it changed? Also, it never feels malicious. What was malicious about it in the olden days when he was being edgy? Like, what was the maliciousness of like the pedo jokes or whatever? Like, you could say they're gross. Like, I mean, they kind of are. Especially like, for example, I was watching this show called Cold Case recently, which is like an old cop show. I just watched it on a plane, and in one of the episodes there was a story about someone whose child had died. And I would imagine, like, an infant, right? Pretty dark. And I would imagine that if my infant had died, right? Or if I had a kid and he fucking died, or someone in my family had a kid that died, those jokes would probably be a little less funny, right? Because I'd be sensitive to it. To me, I probably would be triggered or something by that. Which makes sense. That's a very human response. Like, something traumatic happens to you, you find jokes about that trauma less funny. But I don't think you can ever say that he was acting out of malice regardless of that. Like, just because something offends you or you don't personally like that joke, you know? Turkey Time Kev got to have a Tom Holland cut. Do I have a Tom Holland cut? I don't think I do. That's cap.
Most successful of his other channels, and was mainly videos of Brandon making prank phone calls. However, his focus would...
I mean, prank phone calls were the best. Max Mofo used to do some good prank call stuff back then. I like old YouTube prank call stuff. I don't know if you can even still do that on YouTube, if that's against TOS or something. Can you still do prank calls? Prank calls. Oh, you can do it. People still do it. Okay.
What's up, boys? Welcome back.
Do it, I'm serious.
Why you playing like you some kind of tough guy, my boy?
I am a tough guy.
No,
you ain't no tough guy.
You don't know nothing about me.
You don't know nothing about me, boy.
All I'm gonna say is I don't fight, bro. I'll let something else talk for me.
What you mean by that?
What you think I mean by that, dumbass?
You gay, son?
You gay, son? Well, I am wearing a black Spider-Man suit and live streaming myself right now, so I would say there's a high likelihood that I'm fucking queer as hell or something. High likelihood there's something very wrong with me.
Be on his main channel, Hot Banana Stud. He would dedicate his time to a new series called Theatre Class, which would end up being one of his longest running web series, and it was here that he would start to gain some recognition and an online following. In the mockumentary series, he plays the main character, a teacher named Mr. Rimmer, who decided to teach a semester of theatre arts at a college.
My name is Alex Rimmer. I have been a Hollywood regular now for about 7 years. And, well, you probably saw it.
This is my first time I've ever done. I'll do a streamer, spent any money on a YouTuber. Just want to say you're my favorite creator for a long time, and your content makes my day better. Thank you very much, Metacore GX. I appridappreciate that, man.
A couple months ago on TV when I reacted a little bit more heavily than I should have on a talk show. And I'm trying my hardest to get myself turned around right now.
Okay.
It would give us the first real glimpse into his acting talents and would lay the early foundations of what was to come from Brandon regarding the incredible amount of effort put into each production, as well as the large cast and crew he would work with moving forward. The show would run for 3 years from 2009 to 2012 and would become the main focus of his YouTube channel during that time. It has 2 seasons with 21...
I feel like you don't see a lot of stuff like this anymore, like super ambitious, like written TV show style stuff. You don't see that on YouTube anymore. I think part of the reason why is that back in the day, most YouTubers were inspired by TV. So all the stuff they were doing was like with the hopes of getting on TV, getting a show on TV, right? That was the #1 goal. With the first generation of YouTubers, the goal was like, oh, this is like a stepping stone to something else, you know? But now the current gen of YouTubers like me are inspired by other YouTubers, and that's why there's not as much of this kind of stuff. But I always like seeing these ambitious projects. One person who does do pretty ambitious stuff is Ludwig. He does off-brand TV stuff. I don't know, I guess I can't even find it. Ludwig does some pretty impressive productions with off-brand. This is his like production company that he owns. Fuck, you can see some of it in this Colin and Samir video with Ludwig. Yeah, this is quite a good video. But they have like, this is the set for the show The Yard that he does. But they build all these interesting sets for these live events that he does in the off-brand studio. Here you can see one of the sets. It's pretty impressive, the kind of stuff they do. It's, I mean, literally basically full on live TV production. I mean, they've like built a whole bar here, and I think there's like a TV show set they have. It's pretty impressive to see the stuff they do. I wish Lud was a little less corny. Yeah, I mean, Ludwig is a corny motherfucker, but so am I, so I don't know. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say. You know, I disagree with some of the stuff Ludwig says with some of his drama interactions, but end of the day, like when someone does something cool, you have to recognize it, right? And that's kind of the approach that I have to have with it. This looks like a YouTube advertisement. Yeah, it does.
1 episodes overall. However, it was never truly concluded, as by 2012, many of the cast members from the show had moved away and onto other ventures. A GoFundMe page was set up in order to fund the finale, but it fell well short of its target.
380 pounds out of 3,700 goal. Great British pounds. Fucking joke currency. That sucks though, damn. Didn't fund the finale, dude. That sucks.
And as a result,
he probably was making no money on all those videos if he needed 3,600 bucks to try to film the finale. Probably made no money on all those 2 seasons of that show. Respect for him for creating a whole TV show on YouTube though. Once again, super ambitious. Gotta respect it.
The episode was never made.
Hello.
This editing is fucking epic. Kind of reminds me of like MDE stuff, honestly. Just a little bit.
This month marks my 6th year anniversary on YouTube. So.
At this point, Brandon had been on YouTube for 6 years and had gained just under 60,000 subscribers. He was about to move from his hometown to Los Angeles, where his...
All right, little tip for J-Law. I like the editing. The swoosh sound effects are super unnecessary.
...move from his hometown...
Like this shit, like the... It's just not, you don't gotta have it in there. You don't need it at all.
At this point, Brandon had been on YouTube for 6 years and had gained just under 60...
Unnecessary. Didn't need to be there. Didn't need to be there at all. When you're picking your girl to hire, I'm looking over some applications this week and probably will have it picked by the end of this week.
1,000 subscribers.
If I was doing that, which I'm not.
He was about to move from his hometown to Los Angeles, where his first job would be...
What's going on here, big guy? Do you need to have that in the banner?
...making videos for a personal injury law firm. Surprisingly, this is where he would begin to develop his signature style and meet his longtime cameraman and collaborator, Gabriel Gonzalez.
Sometimes, even the best of us can slip up. That's why the law offices of Scott Wormuth are here to pick you back up again. And while they strive to get you the biggest compensation possible, oh my God, their main concern is your health and recovery. They work closely with doctors and insurance companies to make sure you get the proper medical treatment. Initial consultations are free, so give them
Holy shit, that's epic.
a call at the law.
I feel like Brody TV loves this guy. I feel like Brody's like, if not inspired by him, I feel like he would really like his stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if Brody was watching his stuff back then, because he has a very similar vibe, I would say.
Offices of Scott Wormuth, we're with you all the way.
I'm Scott Wormuth, and we've been fighting for what's right for 30 years.
So enthusiastic, dude. You're a fucking lawyer. Can't you sell a little better than that? Isn't your job speaking in court? Scott Wormuth. It's funny that he did an ad like that for a legit company though. That was a good ad. Ain't no way someone's trying to cancel Brandon Rogers. Well, he's not really seemingly trying to cancel Brandon. I think he's just making a video on his history. He seems to actually like Brandon quite a bit, but I think, I don't know, to get people in the door, had to give a little clickbait, the disturbing history. It's like he just made comedy videos. And that's just something that I'm unaware of in here that I just haven't seen yet.
There is only one thing worse than a rapist. Boom. A child.
During this time, another platform...
Good morning, Peter Parker. Good morning, Drew Beefy.
...was starting to grow. Vine. Brandon's short, quick one-liners and jokes made his YouTube videos easy to turn into memes, and as a result of Vine's
I never actually got into Vine. I remember the Viner invasion of YouTube when that happened. That was a big thing. But I never got into Vine. The only guys I really watch, I think, that I know of or watched at one point that seemingly had literally any ties or influence related to Vine was like Drew Gooden. I watched that guy a lot early on. I don't watch him so much these days, but Drew Gooden's early videos were good. And he, Danny Gonzalez, and all those dudes, Cody Ko, initially came from Vine. And then they moved to YouTube and started doing that kind of stuff. And this is like the classic Drew Gooden Vine.
Road work ahead? Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Genius, dude. But I used to watch a lot of Drew Gooden, like
this shirt
6 years ago. This is 6 years ago. Damn. I remember when this dude had like 10,000 subs, and I think he subbed to him. And then like the next week he had like 30,000. Next week he had like 70,000. Like he just blew the fuck up really fast.
Just do it for the Vine, but when I sit like this, it looks like it just says, do it, which by itself just seems very aggressive. I'm sorry. Hey, little
very, very quirky humor. Cole. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of Cole, but I don't know. I liked his old videos. I don't know what to tell you. Young Turkish Thomas enjoyed some Drew Gooden back in the day. I can't deny it. I want to see this real quick. Ludwig talks about the Minecraft allegations. What did he say?
Minecraft streamers on Twitter recently. Every day, I guess I actually get quite a few people who are like, dude, talk about the Minecraft stuff on Mogul Mail. And then before I could even talk about it, another thing happens. Sometimes true, sometimes not. But I really think I've come to the conclusion that there's only really three camps of people. People who don't care if I talk about it, which is most humans on Earth, which is normal for most things. People who want me to talk about it because they don't want to look everything up and they kind of trust my opinion or perhaps my fact researching, and they want me to lay out what has happened so they can consume it in a way that is easy for them. And then the third group of people are people who just want me to agree with them. And that is either people who are fans of the accused or the accusers. And they just want me to talk on it as fuel for their point, or to feel emboldened, or to see if they still like me or something. And that is basically the three groups that exist. And what I've come to realize is that I don't think I like being in the position where I feel like an authority on good and evil.
Okay, good take, actually. Doesn't seem like he's really going to get into it because he doesn't want to. And good for him if he doesn't want to get into it. An unnecessarily long recap of Dream SMP drama.
This video is sponsored.
Don't care. Shout out Squarespace, but don't care.
Second limit for videos, many of Brandon's clips started popping up and gaining lots of plays on the app. Unfortunately, in many cases, a Vine of Brandon may have gained millions of loops, but he was never credited and subsequently didn't see much growth on his YouTube channel. However, things were soon about to change.
So Vine back then is just TikTok, right? It's the same shit. It's just like 7-second videos or whatever. But there were a lot more like actual creators trying to do stuff than just like cash cows, right? Like a lot of like comedians or whatever were using Vine, or like fucking I don't know what you would call them, skit makers. That was a big thing. And then also back in the day, you had like Lele Pons and like King Bach. Those were the guys on Vine. Fuck, how did I even forget about King Bach? I saw something about King Bach recently. Yeah, this guy was like the king of Vine back in the day, dude.
Now they wanna know me since I hit the top. Ayy.
This a rolling, not a stopwatch. Shit don't never stop. This the flow that got the block hot. Shit got super hot.
Your girlfriend rolls a Honda?
Playing workout tastes like Fonda, but Fonda ain't got a motor in the back of her Honda. My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns.
I used to pray for times like this to rhyme.
Don't care. But yeah, that was some King Bach.
October of 2015, a clip from his video Grandpa Hates Valentines was uploaded to Vine. The video had been posted to YouTube 6 months earlier, and the famous clip of Grandpa saying,
"Try me, bitch,"
to one of his grandkids after they throw candy at him became a hugely popular catchphrase on Vine. The clip ended up gaining tens of millions of views.
Try me, bitch. That sounds familiar to me, and I didn't even see this on Vine. I never had Vine, but this like try me, bitch sounds so familiar.
As well as hundreds of remixed fan versions being posted to the app. But despite the clip being extremely successful once again, Brandon didn't gain any credit. That is until the Fine Brothers uploaded a video on November 15th titled Teens React to Try Me Bitch Vine Compilation.
Teens React, oh my god.
Put that candy back, I'm not buying you all
seen
that
this.
mess. Oh, try me, bitch. Oh, try me, bitch.
What?
I've seen that before. Yeah, it was on Vine.
What's interesting with a lot of these Vine trends is they take on such a life of their own, and there's so many made that it's very difficult to ever track where it actually started.
Yeah, no, that definitely happens.
So do you have any idea who made this trend?
I have no.
And Teens React was such a fucking thing back then. Everybody loved Teens React. I remember one of the guys on Teens React. Is his name Shotgun Willie now? The rapper guy. Brandon did a video with this dude. Shotgun Willie, right? Shotgun Willie's his name. Brandon Buckingham. Shotgun Willie. This dude did something edgy, which I guess I would kind of relate to, where he went to VidCon and he like posted a picture of a fake gun or something. You should show me how the chance of downfall of us all. Choose now, downfall of us all, easy.
Man, it's time to wake up. I don't want it. Round about 5, I got dinner with Obama. About to hit the road.
Yeah, this
to
kid.
talk about.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, bro, I don't like talking about that shit. Not even because I'm not even like embarrassed or anything. I think it's mostly because like I was putting on a front. Like, you know what I mean? I was not being me. Yeah. I was genuinely on that, like, fuck it, I'll pretend to like this shit because I think it'll get me followers. And it worked to an extent. Like, I was never, like, super famous, but I got my little following and then realized I fucking hated them all.
And this kid became like a really successful rapper. If you look up Shotgun Willie, he's pretty famous. Yeah, 800,000 subs on this channel. Most popular song on YouTube has 38 million plays. I hate the art, Jesus.
Hey, she think I'm the best. I'ma flex on my ex and these hoes let me fuck cause I'm coming up next. I got coin.
Not necessarily my kind of music, but hey, he's a popular dude. Good for him. How was France? Hope you had a good time. Also, Night Alpha, do you shoot webs of cum out your ass? Yeah, I do. France was good. It was cool. It was interesting. There was some good food there. I saw the Mona Lisa. That was kind of boring though.
No idea who started this. I have no idea.
Well, his name is Brandon Rogers, who has a YouTube channel that has a little over 100,000 subscribers, and this clip comes from a longer sketch he made on his channel 8 months ago. Oh. Somebody else took the clip and posted it on Vine, and that started the trend.
Wow, I'm stealing credit.
So his channel has gotten more popular, but it didn't initially see a huge increase in viewership despite how big the trend got.
People take making fame through other people's fame. Sometimes it's just not fair.
So for the end of the episode, do you want to check out the original video from Brandon?
Yes, please. Yes, I do. Because he needs some credit.
I bet you it's good.
Oh, so they shouted him out. They should have shouted him out. Wait, why do I recognize this kid? Is this kid a YouTuber, like in his own right or something? Or have I just seen him in every Teens React ever being like, yeah, rock music, rock out? I recognize this kid for some reason, though. He looks like a kid I went to high school with, just maybe that's it.
It's gonna be not as funny. Oh, no.
So this sketch is called Grandpa Hates Valentine's.
Okay.
A month and a half short of his 10-year anniversary on YouTube and having reached 100,000 subscribers a week earlier, Brandon's channel was finally in the spotlight. In the immediate aftermath of the Fine Brothers video, his channel gained 27,000 subscribers overnight.
I remember this branding. I remember that very specifically. The Vaporwave stuff. This was such a big trend on YouTube back then. Vaporwave. I mean, all the commentary channels had it too, but everybody liked the Vaporwave stuff back then for some reason. He looks like you, Tom. Yeah, a little bit. I see that. Not Brandon, the other guy. Brony guy? He's not a brony. Come on. No way. No way, dude.
In 4 months, he'd hit 1 million subs and had started to introduce a catalogue of new outrageous characters that showcased his ability to morph.
Yeah, these videos, the mom character, the like hall monitor character, basically.
Personas with relative ease.
They were fire.
His style of comedy was unique within YouTube, and its energetic, slightly offensive, and unhinged style.
Slightly. It was pretty fucking offensive, even for back then, but you know, it was some fire. It was straight fire, in my opinion.
Was what people were drawn to, and with 10 years worth of videos behind him, new subscribers had plenty to binge watch.
Oh my god, is that Digibro? Why are people talking about Digibro in my chat? Who's talking about Digibro?
His 1 million subscriber special titled A Day at the Park features many
I remember that video.
of his most iconic characters and follows a day in their life.
I remember thinking it was so impressive that he could play all the characters at once and have it like seamlessly transition in the scenes.
All interact. The video is genius in a completely mad way, and it remains his most viewed video to date, currently sitting on a whopping 46 million views as of January 2021.
In my off time, I like to make inspirational postcards for young disableds. This one says, my syndrome may be down, but my hopes are up. I am handy-capable of math. I really am.
From here on out, he started to climb the YouTube ranks quickly, and the opportunities were pouring in as companies and agencies started to notice his talent and unique style. He was approached by the now defunct digital studio Super Deluxe in 2016.
Never heard of this
They
thing.
wanted to offer him a show which was greenlit after only 1 meeting. That show would end up being called Magic Funhouse, and it was made to run on Fullscreen's short-lived subscription service that created premium shows with YouTube talent.
Welcome, boys and girls. I hope you're all a fan of magic. We'll cast some spells and help you grow. The more you learn, the more you know at Marvel's Magic Fun House Show. Go get them, guys.
Magic Funhouse went on to become the service's top performing show, but unfortunately, Fullscreen pulled the plug on the whole subscription service less than 2 years after launching it.
Full screen subscription service. Fullscreen is like a YouTube network, right? Fullscreen shutting down subscription VODS service. Will lay off 25 employees. Fullscreen Media is pulling the plug on its subscription video service less than 2 years after launching it. Fullscreen's VOD and Netflix style subscription service aimed at younger audiences weaned on YouTube and social media will be shuttered in January 2018. From all appearances, the $6 per month service never got any serious traction with its mix of talk shows, unscripted series, and scripted dramas. Damn. I mean, it kind of makes sense that it didn't work out because you can just watch this shit on YouTube. Like, why even have this when you can just watch it on YouTube, right? I mean, you can make enough money from YouTube now. You can support, you know, an independent series if it's really good. If you get decent views, you can just do it. You don't even fucking need you don't need some kind of paywall thing because people will just watch it and you can just collect ad revenue off it. And ad revenue these days is pretty good. I don't know how it was back then in like 2014 or something, but right now ad revenue is pretty fucking good. So I mean, on a video with 54 million views, you can make a serious bag off of that, and you could definitely make enough to fund more TV shows and get some money in your pocket and stuff like that. So I mean, the YouTube advertising machine is just more powerful than any of these subscription services ever will be. There's really no point to even having it.
However, Brandon would get another chance at making a streaming-only premium show, except this time it would be for Facebook's Watch platform. They offered Brandon a 20-episode web series which would be based around one of his characters.
All these guys are trying to do Netflix
the
revives
series
back
would
then
be
with
titled
YouTubers.
Stuff and Sam, and while Brandon was proud of the show, Facebook didn't market or promote it, and in the end, the series ended up getting much more viewership on YouTube than it did on Facebook. Without a doubt, Brandon is one of the most creative YouTubers the site has seen, and one place that he truly excels, perhaps beyond anyone else in the history of YouTube, is with sponsored videos. We know that a huge part of a creator's income is derived from the money
He excels at sponsored videos. Surprised people wanted to sponsor even back then.
they make from sponsored videos, and with demonetization always creeping around the corner, most YouTubers rely on these brand deals. Most videos that are sponsored generally tend to have an awkward and forced segment for an ad that doesn't really fit the tone or style of the video. However, Brandon is the complete opposite. While he hasn't done a huge amount of sponsored videos, the ones that he has are unlike anything else on the site. Instead of the usual ad read, Brandon writes the company's product into a sketch involving one of his characters and makes it the main focus of the whole video. Raycon, for example, as many of you will know, are one of the big spenders when it comes to sponsoring videos, and they sponsored a Brandon Rogers video a few months back. The result was quite incredible. I personally tend to skip past the ad segments in a video, but the way Brandon incorporated Raycon's product into the video meant I sat and watched the whole thing and enjoyed it.
Who actually does sponsorships really well is Internet Historian is always does them pretty well. He does a very good comedic, ironic kind of take on it, where he basically just works into the video in a very clever way. He's always been the king of brand reads, in my opinion. Andrew Callahan's Vegas tunnels vid got struck by some local Fox affiliate in Vegas. Did it actually? Why? It must have been a false strike, right?
Use my sense of smells, listens, feelings und taste to review
Thank you,
the
Shaggy, for
everyday
coming
E25 by Raycon. And now, you got to always be making noise, or I don't know where you are. Now then, let us begin with its sleek and stylish appearance. Once it is inside your body, it is like having two friends whispering secrets in your ear holes.
Brandon's tactic of showcasing Raycon's headphones in this way meant that in effect, the company were able to gain far more exposure through a video like this than a typical 30-second ad read at the start of the upload. So the question is, why aren't more brands sponsoring Brandon Rogers if they can effectively get a full commercial for their product?
Because he's edgy or whatever.
His
He has crazy
whole
videos.
channel is built on a particular brand of comedy that pokes fun at different stereotypes and groups in a satirical way. Brandon's humor is perhaps comparable to that of Sacha Baron Cohen's, and it treads a very fine line that some viewers may find offensive. It's here that many brands on YouTube are slightly more inclined to sponsor a family-friendly or less edgy channel. But causing offense isn't something that...
Which is so stupid because people who actually are going to buy the shit don't care about it, right? It's not like anybody that was thinking about buying Raycon would see the Brandon Rogers ad and be like, oh, this is actually offensive to gay people, he's stereotyping. Like, nobody actually cares. People just pretend to fucking care for likes on social media. They don't actually care about this shit. So he probably would have been fine if he just, the brands probably would have been fine, but they always get scared of like a BuzzFeed article or whatever. Thankfully, that stuff seems to have gone to the wayside these days. Like, you don't see a lot of like BuzzFeed articles being like, YouTuber does this thing. Like, nobody seems to really care right now, at least. I'm sure they will in a few years, but I think people are sick enough of the PC stuff and BreadTube type stuff where people are just like, you can't joke about that, actually. That people have come around full circle and they're like, okay, it's cool to be edgy again. So I think you're going to see a lot more edgy stuff in the next few years. It's coming back in a big way. I've been saying this. It's coming back in a big, big way.
That Brandon shies away from. In an article from 2018 titled Brandon Rogers Doesn't Care If His Comedy Offends You, he speaks about whether people have taken offense to his videos in the past. While the article's title is slightly misleading, as Brandon is never actually quoted as saying he doesn't care if it offends people, he does go on to say, the world is a tricky place because it seems like we're much more easily offended today more than ever. But I feel like my videos are just so over the top, you really can't begin to take them seriously. I hope that they're a refreshing change in this very stilted and kind of walking on eggshell society that we've become recently. So for those who may be easily offended by his content, Brandon does have plenty of warning signs before you even get into the video. His thumbnails regularly have the word offensive.
Do you really need a warning for like a fucking joke though? You need to be trigger warning. Am I crazy for thinking this is like drag queen humor? Ignore the Mexican money, I'm on vacation. Thanks for the Mexican money. I don't know how much money is that in USD. But yeah, I mean, it is like drag queen humor. I mean, he's basically just being gay all the time, right? That's half of the fucking joke, but I don't know. I think the gay shit's funny. I don't really have a problem with it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of it obviously is like it is like drag queen humor, yes, for sure. You can't deny that.
Written in all caps in the title, and he also occasionally has a title
offensive
at the start of the video warning viewers about the content they're about to watch. But has Brandon ever truly overstepped the mark with the offense he may have caused? For some of you in your mid to late 20s or older, you may remember a popular internet character from the early days of videos on the web called Sharolade. For those of you who don't know who Sharolade is, she was one of many characters played by a guy named Billy Myers, who was a friend of Jeffree Star in the early days
I don't
of his
remember
career.
Sharolade.
Billy used to dress up as different women and make prank phone calls. However, his most famous character was Sharolade. The character he was portraying was meant to be a black woman, and he would play the character using racial stereotypes.
Oh, it's like, you guys remember Shane Dawson's Shanae? First of all, Shane Dawson, the word of the day. Do you guys know the word of the day?
The word of the day is...
The word of the day, my friend. It's the word of the day. But Shanae was this character he had that was just like a very, very racist stereotype of like a ratchet black woman, basically.
Hey, remember that one time when you were like, Mom, get in here, videotape this, and then you started twerking, and then you shit your pants? No? Well, then you must not be this dumbass white bitch.
Shanae was based. This is the peak Shane Dawson era, in my opinion. I love Shanae.
Stereotypes, and on many occasions,
the word of the day,
would even dress up in blackface. Jeffree Star.
Jesus. You can't do that. You can't do that anymore. People don't like that.
His close friendship with Billy Myers would come back to bite him as videos surfaced a few years back of the two of them being extremely racist in past videos towards black people. While nearly all of the most offensive Sharolade videos have been pretty much wiped from the internet and Billy Myers seemingly has vanished without a trace, there are still a few small remnants that remain. 15 years ago, this sort of content wasn't uncommon on the internet, and while a look back on it shows it to be incredibly offensive, it still managed to gain a large fan base, something you can still find today.
Sharolade.
Hundreds of comments and posts.
I had never heard of Sharolade before. I've never even heard of this character, Sharolade. Do you guys remember? Does anyone in chat remember Sharolade? Because I don't remember Sharolade. Maybe I'm too young, but cornbread and collard greens. What is this?
Thank you. Can you say cornbread and collard greens? Cornbread and collard greens. Thank you.
Whoa. What is going on, bro?
I be hungry. I'm starting to act a little crazy now. I need some food here. Taquisha! Taquisha!
Jeez, 0 comments on that one. Charolade's milk story. Comments are turned off. This is from 2012. Or 2006, gather around, I've got a milk story for you. Is this the real Charolade channel, or is it just like a re-upload channel? I assume if this is from 2012, it's probably a re-upload channel, if I had to guess.
Bitch, I never suck your husband dick. Shut your ass up. Topanga motherfucker, I never suck your husband dick. The fuck you looking at?
My bad, Charolade. Didn't mean to look at you that way, dude. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
On social media. Amongst the people included in that fan base of Charolade was Brandon Rogers. As I mentioned earlier, alongside his main channel, Brandon set up several other channels in 2007. Pranky Boy, Brintro, and Barbisha. In a similar fashion to Billy Myers, Brandon would start making prank phone calls under the channel name Pranky Boy. He even collaborated in videos with the character Charolade. In these prank calls inspired by Billy Myers, Brandon would also pretend to act as a black woman, and a look back on these videos shows them to be extremely offensive.
Beat their ass. Hey, they beat their ass, bro.
And undoubtedly
beat their
racist.
ass.
Well, hon, don't be breaking the law or anything like that. I think I saw one on the other side over there if you want to go back.
Oh, my Lord,
Don't break
girl.
the law. Don't break the law.
Well, but I have to break the law by obligation because I'm black.
Whoa, bro. Uh-oh. Yeah, you can't do that on YouTube anymore. I mean, you can. People will be mad at you. It's technically not against TOS to make racist jokes, but people don't like that. Oh, shit. He went off. He popped the freak off with that one, bro.
Well, what sense does that make?
I don't make sense. I'm just too ebonic to make sense, baby.
I'm too ebonic to make sense, bro. Oh, my God. Holy guacamole. Bro. Geography, yeah, that's a little much, dude. That's a little much.
Because you're black, you have to break the law, honey? Oh, you just called me up to... Why would you say that?
Because they make me angry as hell.
Break the law?
They make me so angry.
Okay. All right, well, what does that have to do with the color of your skin?
Because it made me so enraged. Because one day he threw a curling iron at me. I believe the curling iron was on, but it burnt my skin. But you couldn't see it because I'm so black.
Because I'm so black, bro. Damn. Going the freak off, Peter Darker. I am Peter Darker.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Peter Darker here, saving the world from crime. That's me.
Damn.
One of the characters Brandon...
Dude, this is a blast from the past right there. YouTube don't like that shit, bruh. YouTube don't like that shit.
...would take on in these phone calls would be named Barbisha Jackson. Pictures
Barbisha
of Brandon
Jackson.
dressed in blackface portraying
Whoa.
Barbisha can still be seen on...
Bruh. Oh, no. That's a rather egregious blackface, I would say. With the haircut, bruh.
...line. Images on Twitter are still visible, and one still remains on Brandon's old Facebook account. The channel Pranky Boy, which has just over 19,000 subscribers, has since been renamed to Brandon Rogers and has had all videos taken down. However, a look back via the archives shows that the background image used on the channel's...
Whoa! Bro. Oh my God. I knew he was edgy. I didn't expect that though. Gee, he's just repeating blackface. It's systematic, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blackfaces in one? Oh my God, bro.
Page from 2010 to 2012 was Brandon dressed in blackface portraying Barbisha.
I can see
you
that.
can also see one of the thumbnails
Portraying
from a video
Barbisha.
posted in 2008.
Mrs. Whitey and the Jacksons. Oh my God, bro. What do you put on your skin to look like that? Is it just state melanin or what? What the fuck? Look at the fucking pigment, bro.
Channel titled Mrs. Whitey and the Jacksons once again shows Brandon dressed in blackface.
Barbisha's family prepares a proper meal for some skinny white hoe based. I like those. I like the skinny white hoes. It's my shit.
Is for a comedy sketch. This type of content is in no way representative of Brandon Rogers and his channel as of today, but it once again raises the question of, can you demonize someone for what they've done and said nearly 15 years ago? There seems to be this ongoing pattern of OG YouTubers that have made highly questionable and offensive videos in their past. Shane,
who cares? They're just jokes, though. Everybody on TV was doing this shit. Jimmy Kimmel did blackface during the Man Show or whatever. Everybody has done silly, questionable things in the past. I don't think it should be a concern for people, especially given time and context. To be clear, I wouldn't care if they did it today. I wouldn't be mad. Obviously, if you look at my pigment, I have a right to an opinion here. But that being said, it's epic. That's all I gotta say. It's epic. But if it's in the past, if it's that long in the past, I don't think people should be mad. Like, to hold people accountable for like 10-year-old jokes. Like, if your entire life was on the internet, everybody would have said something crazy and offensive at some point in time, you know? Like, half of the people calling out Shane Dawson have definitely said worse, cringier, crazier, more racist shit, you know? Because there's a time when everybody finds that kind of stuff funny, you know?
Shane Dawson, Jenna Marbles, and Jeffree Star are good examples of this, so it's interesting to compare how these three responded to their own past controversies. In 2014, Shane Dawson finally responded to a section on social media that had been calling him out for years after he made racist videos where he was dressed in blackface. His video titled "My Apology, Blackface and Offensive Videos" is one of the earliest examples of an apology video from a YouTuber. Shane, of course, after this was still widely accepted in the YouTube community and went on to become one of the top creators on the site, gaining over 20.
But it came back to bite him again, which is why you got to take the Sunny V2 mantra of never respond. If you're doing something funny and your intention is good, then just don't apologize. It doesn't matter. If your intention was bad, then you should apologize for that if you actually did something really shitty. But if you're just making comedy videos, like, you shouldn't have to apologize for that, dude. Who cares? Ignore, ignore, ignore. Or in the words of Roderick, deny, deny, deny.
Million subscribers, that is, until the more recent drama where other allegations of offences were brought up from his past. Jeffree Star was forced to respond to allegations of racism in 2017 when old videos resurfaced of him using constant racist slurs on a night out with Billy Myers. Another video of him and Sherolade on a call together also came to light, where he states he wants to throw battery acid on a black woman in order to lighten her skin.
Whoa, really? Jeffree Star said that? Oh my god, bro.
Well, maybe if she wasn't wearing the wrong foundation color, I wouldn't have to splash no battery acid. I wanted to lighten her skin tone, girl.
Bro. Oh my god, bro.
He uploaded a video on the 20th of June 2017 titled "Racism," where he addresses the situation. Jeffree apologizes for his actions and speaks about how in 2005 he was a hateful and depressed person as a result of not being accepted by society.
The way this person looks is very scary to me. I find this very demonic. I mean, if he was actually being hateful, I guess that's bad probably, right? Maybe you should apologize for that. it seemed like a joke to me. I didn't think it was coming from a genuine place of hate, but, you know, if Jeffree says it, Jeffree wills it, you know, we just gotta listen to Jeffree, okay? That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it.
He then readdressed the whole scenario 2 years later in Shane Dawson's documentary series and apologized once again. Despite the controversy behind Jeffree Star, the launch of his makeup.
Part of the problem in general, I think, with Shane getting into that stuff at all was people, by reanalyzing other people's past and calling them out for el racismo, he also got people to analyze his past, and he got this culture of like people who are willing to cancel someone for making racist jokes or want to hold them accountable, right? Not a conscious decision he made, but he should have been more careful about that. Who you attract as an audience is really important. You have to be really careful not to attract the wrong kind of people.
Palette with Shane Dawson in 2019 went on to become
Tom, would you know, with Jeff? Stop.
Biggest e-commerce launch in the history of the internet, according to Star himself. So once again, another example of a YouTuber being accepted back into the community.
Wasn't there like a drama back then with women who were like, this makeup palette sucks. This makeup palette sucks. I hate this makeup palette. If you stand up and donate $10,000, no, you won't.
After past controversy around racism.
You can't get me like
Lastly
that.
is Jenna Marbles, the most recent of the original creators to address past videos regarding racist stereotypes. While Jenna hadn't received nearly as much criticism or people calling her out,
she wanted to get ahead of it. She wanted to get ahead of it, dude.
In the same way Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson had, there were a handful of people on social media that had been asking her to address 2 videos she made in the past. One where she imitates Nicki Minaj and another where she sings a racial slur. While both videos have been
Is that the guy who said Cobra Yak? What is Cobra Yak?
made private many years ago, she addresses the situation and apologizes for the offense she may have caused. In an unexpected move for a YouTube apology video, she even brings up other content that she's made which she believes may have caused offense, despite these videos not even being called into question. The end result of the video, as
she wanted to get ahead of it, dude. She saw it coming from a mile away. She had to address it real quick before people got in her ass. Smart Jenna Marbles. I see you, okay, Mrs. Calculating, Mrs. Girl Boss. I see what you're doing there, dude.
all know was that Jenna Marbles decided to leave YouTube indefinitely. Jenna's apology video, in comparison to Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star's,
You didn't have to quit over that. Is your white guilt that strong for making silly videos? Is she still off YouTube? Jenna Marbles. She hasn't posted in years. Really? She quit YouTube over that, man? What's up, Al? Did she actually quit YouTube over that? That's so fucking stupid, man. She just wanted to quit, I think. She must have just wanted to quit, because there's no reason to quit over fucking 10-year-old jokes, dude. She just didn't want to do YouTube anymore. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, she was fed up. Fed up with what, though? She wanting to leave? Yeah, it seems like she wanted to leave. Because it doesn't make sense to quit YouTube over that at all. Like, literally at all. So she must have just wanted to leave already, and she just took that out or something. Her husband still does it? Does he? Oh, this one, she did a black screen profile picture. That's how you know it's serious. That's how you know it's real serious. Charles Trippy. Who is her husband? Jenna Marble's husband. Julian Solomita. So it looks like he still does YouTube stuff. Does he do it with her, or? Okay, nice trailer, bro. Just post the fucking video. That's not her. I think. That's not Jenna Marbles.
Baby, I just gotta say.
Hey, bro, I'm not sure if you followed Daniel Larson when I saw your video about him. You're gonna make a part 2. If not, who should I watch? Part 2 is coming out probably early next month. What's up, DE45? Yeah, the part 2 of Daniel Larson should be out within the next month or so. Maybe a month and a half, but it's coming. I'm sure there's other videos you can watch, though. I'm definitely sure there's other videos you can watch on YouTube who do a good job of it, but you know, my part 2 will be coming out, which is the only one you should ever watch.
was far more sincere and genuine, and as a result of that video, it feels as if that is now the standard we should hold creators to when addressing their past controversies. Because of what she did, there's a certain expectancy that influencers with these older offensive videos should perhaps come forward and admit their wrongdoings and apologize, as opposed to waiting for their fans to find out via social media and feel slightly betrayed. So let's look at how Brandon Rogers has gone about dealing with these past videos in comparison to the
I assume he said nothing, basically.
Between July of 2019 to July of 2020, Brandon deleted over 17 million views worth of videos on his channel.
Don't do that. Don't be a pussy, dude. They're base. Leave them up.
Some videos have also had certain offensive scenes cut out of them, specifically in a few episodes of his series Theatre Class. So, much like those before him, all evidence of the most offensive videos has been removed, and seemingly...
That caught me off. What? Dude, you're kidding. That's a little on the nose, no? That's a little on the nose.
The multi-channel network BBTV that represents Brandon will strike down any of these old videos that may pop up online with a copyright claim. An interesting...
Can't get canceled if you ignore me. You only get canceled if you let it happen. If you just say nothing, nothing fucking happens to you. If you get canceled, it's usually your own fault if it actually is successful in ruining your career, unless you get deplatformed, in which case it's not really your fault. Do you like the band Drop Dead Gorgeous? I've never heard of that band.
Tactic to make sure these videos stay hidden. So while Brandon hasn't publicly addressed these older videos, deleting them does seem like the correct thing to do, as they would have caused offense to a lot of people. But perhaps the real question and moral dilemma is, does he need to address it when no one is calling for him to do so?
No. The answer is
While
no.
researching for this video, I found some things that are certainly very questionable from Brandon's past, and while a person should be accountable for their past actions,
Thank you, Strike.
There's no doubt that what someone said and did 12 years ago, within reason, may not represent their views today. Many of his videos that would be deemed offensive weren't uncommon on the internet at that time and weren't called into question in the same way they are now.
Yeah, and like, even if you do want to say like, oh, well, that stuff is offensive or it's bad, right? Like, if nobody at the time expressed that opinion, then how can you even blame them or expect them to hold up to your, like, current societal standards when nobody at the time gave a shit? People will always say shit like, it wasn't okay back then and it's not okay now. It's like, but it was okay back then. People thought it was funny. There wasn't this, like, weird culture where everybody on YouTube has to be, like, a fucking political spokesperson for the right cause, right? Like, people just didn't do that back then. It was just like, oh, let's just make the funniest thing possible. That's literally all people were concerned with. So in my opinion, like, expecting somebody to be held accountable now for shit they did 10 years ago is crazy. YouTubers are still people. They grow and change with time. Their sense of humor grows and changes with time. To expect them to atone for things they did 10 years ago that were just like jokes is fucking stupid, right? That's a ridiculous standard to hold anyone to.
As we've seen from the examples I listed before. But nonetheless, it is still disappointing to see this from a YouTuber that many people admire and look up to. I myself am one of these people. I came across
Why is it disappointing? Why is it disappointing, J-Law? I don't get it. I don't understand. Who cares? Was he freshly 18? Yeah, he was freshly 18.
On Brandon's old MySpace page from years ago that caused me to feel that he
is anyone the same person they were 10 years ago? Hopefully not, unless you're just a stagnant fucking loser.
Truly overstepped the mark once again. In the image, Brandon is dressed as a Jewish man. The Jewish man is bending over Hitler, who is also portrayed by Brandon, and the caption reads,
well, that seems like it's not anti-Semitic. That seems pro-Semitic.
F the Holocaust. It's possible there is more context to this photo.
What more context do you need? It's a joke photo, dude. What more context do you need?
So that I'm not aware of, and I understand the play on words and comedic direction Brandon was trying to take, but once again it crosses the line.
Why does it cross the line? What line? Wouldn't you, if you're anti-Nazi or whatever, wouldn't you actually like to see a Jewish person fuck Hitler in the ass? I mean, Hitler certainly wouldn't enjoy that. He doesn't seem to be enjoying it. In fairness, the Jewish person back here doesn't seem to be enjoying it either, but...
As someone of the Jewish faith, it did cause me to question exactly what this picture was. However, instead of jumping out of my seat in typical YouTuber fashion and pointing fingers and tweeting about it and calling Brandon out to be cancelled, which to me feels the wrong way to approach this, especially considering it was over 12 years ago, I instead decided to reach out to Brandon to see if he would have an honest and open chat with me regarding his past videos.
What could he possibly get out of having a talk with you?
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to gain any time with Brandon.
Like, what could he possibly get out of having a conversation with you about that? Like, what explanation could he give? Like, you wanted to apologize and be like, oh, well, I changed a lot. Like, he's just a comedian. He was trying to be funny. That's the obvious answer to that, right?
And regarding these issues, despite reaching out to him and his manager. So Brandon joins a long list of many other creators before him who have had moments in their careers around racist controversies. These aren't just the original creators I listed earlier, but people like David Dobrik, Trisha Paytas, PewDiePie, and Keemstar, to name a few. And despite the initial backlash in all these cases, they all survived and have all gone on to even greater fame and popularity on the site.
Greatest hits moments right there.
The reality is what's deemed okay today could be deemed offensive in 12 years' time. In most cases, the person that you were 12 years ago is more than likely very different to the person that you are today. And I believe that is an important factor to consider when looking at everything I've documented in this video. So to bring this...
I'd be dapping up black people like I'm one of them. Dude, in high school, there was this black kid that I knew. One of the few black kids, because I'm from Maine, so there's not many of them. There's this black dude that moved to my school in like my junior year, and I couldn't dap him up. He would always dap me up, and I was just like, and eventually I just gave up. So when he would try to dap me up, I'd just go in for a firm handshake because I just couldn't do it. Now since then, I've become Africanized, and I'm in fact able to dap people up, and I do enjoy dapping a brother up now and then. But at that point in time, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. That guy's still cool, by the way. That guy's funny. I hung out with that kid not that long ago. He's a funny fucker, based individual, I would say. He's quick with it.
This video to a conclusion. Of all the original creators I'll be covering...
You're so white. No shit.
...this series, Brandon's journey on YouTube is simply unique. The fact it took 10 years of uploading to gain any real recognition across the site is unheard of and takes some serious...
I mean, I wouldn't say it's unheard of. It's somewhat common to post for a long time and not get anywhere. I'd say it's common.
It's dedication to the cause. Brandon Rogers has carved out his own corner in the comedy genre that represents the very weird side of YouTube, and his crazy yet incredibly creative comedy skits and outlandish characters have become his trademark on the site. It's that talent that has led to larger companies like Facebook and Fullscreen to recognize that uniqueness and put their faith in him to front their original series. Regarding his past, it would have been good to get a statement from him just to clarify his feelings towards these old videos, but it wasn't to be. But perhaps the main lesson to take away from this documentary is that nothing is ever truly deleted from the internet, and it will most likely resurface if you are an influential person.
But if you're constantly concerned about how people in 10 years are going to feel, then you'll never be an honest person with your comedy or your intentions. Like, you can't spend your whole life in fear of how people in the future will feel about what you do. You have to live in the moment to an extent. To not do that is like, to do anything else rather is like very anti-creativity, anti-art, and anti-YouTube. This dude was in, is it Hell of a Boss or Hazbin Hotel? Which one was he in? Hell of a Boss wins.
Yes! I'm so excited right now. I can hardly wait.
He wanted capitulation. He didn't want to understand why he put inside his vid afterward, despite getting any explanation. His humor has always been offensive with his humor. Yeah, I like Brandon Rogers. He's the goat,
Get out of bed this morning and take.
Whoa! Jesus Christ, dude.
Hello, Vivian, everyone. Having fun yet? Buckle up. Move! We got Vivian from Hell of a Boss! Vivian Madrano from Hell of a Boss. I drew you a picture.
Dude, this guy's the GOAT. What else can I say? Brandon Rogers is the GOAT of everything. He's my god.
You make me wanna be a better YouTuber on the computer.
What does he look like? Brandon Urie. What is this guy
Worthy
doing?
of his 5 streamies.
Why is he dancing like that?
Damn it, Paulette! Oh well. I want you to give me what I paid you for this. 21.
Brandon Rogers is my GOAT. He's my god. YouTube classic. Gotta respect him. You know what? I haven't seen his recent stuff. I haven't watched him in a few years, but I'm gonna drop him his sub, okay? Because he is my GOAT and he needs to be respected. And be sure to become a member. For $5 a month, they get the members only podcasts and exclusive videos that only members get. Thanks so much for your support.
No,